Hello Taurus, Elsie here to do a reading for you. I am doing a reading for the week ahead, Taurus. How you doing? Happy birthday, friends. I hope you're well. Thanks for clicking here. Let's find out what's going on for you. These are the weeklies, friends. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. We're going to do a 9-card draw. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended. And I'll tell you about a new reading sale, private reading sale that I have on. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have the Four of Cups. Taurus, I feel like you're going to be called out of your comfort zone, friend. It feels like the Seven of Wands is you kind of standing up for yourself, protecting what's yours, and putting up some boundaries. I feel like that you are, it feels like, somebody here you can see is protecting their home, right? Or protecting what's theirs. Or it feels like you are not necessarily letting everybody in the door that shows up to say hello. That's what it feels like. It feels as though there is someone who may show up. We do have the Eight of Wands. So it tells me that something here, energy is moving fast. You might be having someone show up in your life, at your door, in a text. It feels like the Knight of Wands being here is somebody who's being bold and brave. And I feel like if they show up, you may not let them in. I'm just going to say, some of them feel like they have to show up as the Knight of Wands. Maybe a little bit of unstable energy, because sometimes that's what it takes. It takes running in your ego to be brave. And so I feel like something here is about to move forward, but it feels like, it feels like you are protecting your comfort zone. It's like, you know what? I've spent this time protecting my energy, getting my energy all squared away here. We've got the Four of Cups. Getting my energy stable. I don't know if I want to let anybody in. It feels like that. Like maybe you're somebody who's decided that you're just going to be single, who has decided it's too chaotic to have other people in and out of your life. Maybe you've just decided you're going to keep to yourself. But the Fool is here. Look, I think the universe has other plans for you, friend. I think the universe has other plans. Tell me what's going on for Taurus. We've got the King of Cups. We've got the Four of Pentacles. And we've got the Five of Pentacles. Look, the Four of Pentacles is at the center of your read. So it feels as though somebody's been holding themselves back. Do you know a King of Cups? They could be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, but really the King of Cups can be an energy as well. It doesn't have to be assigned to somebody as their Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, or Venus or Jupiter even. The King of Cups energy is about keeping things under the surface. I'm going to just keep that to myself. This is somebody who is emotionally aware. They know how to keep their cards to the chest. They don't overshare. And to the point sometimes of being very stoic. So it's hard to read them. You really don't know if they're interested romantically, if they're uninterested. You don't know if, this is like the person who is a little more a silent watcher rather than somebody who is jumping into the conversation in a group of people. We've got the Four of Pentacles. I feel like somebody here who had been stoic with you in the past has sort of been holding their energy back, and it feels like disconnect. I'm going to say there's no contact right now. There's no contact. I feel like you're okay with it because you're over here in the comfort zone getting your emotions all settled. I think you're okay with it. You're in stable emotional energy at this time. But I feel the King of Cups feels like they've been locked out of your life. So I don't know if you're just disconnected or you're not talking to them or you blocked them, but it feels like there's been no contact here. Is what it feels like. The Four of Pentacles tells me that somebody's either holding back their emotion or how they feel about something. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it could be for you. We've got the Two of Pentacles. It feels like the King of Cups is about to make some sort of decision, you can see, some sort of decision to make a bold move, to be brave and make a bold move. But I think that you are thinking, well, this person's not interested, probably because they're stoic on the surface. That this Four of Pentacles tells me that you see them as being very miserly with their emotions, miserly with their time or their energy, like emotional energy. The Strength card is here. I think, you know what I think? I feel like this King of Cups portrays on the outside as being a bit of a badass or being, in charge of their feelings or in charge of themselves. But I really think that this person is actually somebody who keeps everything under the surface because they're trying to find the courage to make a decision about how they feel about you here. They are trying to make a decision about whether they continue to hold back or whether they don't. One more card here. And we have the Two of Wands. Look, somebody is planning. It feels like somebody's got a plan behind the surface or behind the scenes here that you don't see. They've already decided that they are going to, this, to me, this is the propeller on the boat, right? I always say that this is the boat. This is the place where we're planning. We're getting the plans together. We're figuring it out, making a good, strong boat that won't leak. And then we just need a propeller. And I think that that's what this is. I feel like it puts your plan in motion, or their plan in motion, I think. So it does feel like you've had time to settle yourself or get your emotions stable. It could be the last 4 months or so, last couple of weeks. Maybe there's been no contact. We're going to put 2 cards down here. We'll see what's going on under the surface, and then we'll do a little bit of clarifying. Let's find out what's going on here. We've got the Chariot. Somebody is about to move forward here. You know what they're doing is they're very disciplined in their emotions. This is someone who doesn't want to be seen as vulnerable only to the people who are the closest to them. Those people know that this person is very vulnerable. Otherwise, they don't usually show their emotions to anyone else. They could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer. They don't have to be. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. See, there's intention here, right? Somebody has the intention of throwing their seeds. Yeah, throwing the seeds of intention and then nurturing the situation. Somebody's holding back. It feels like they're holding back and they're waiting for the right time that they feel disciplined enough to put some work into, put the hard work into nurturing this whole thing. So it feels like they're not necessarily uninterested, is what I'm saying. I don't think this person is uninterested, but I do feel that this person is not charging forward at you, but is trying to be brave enough to keep their emotional self together while making a decision about trying to find the courage to not hold back any longer. Because I do feel that they are feeling in lack. It feels like they're on the outside looking in, and it feels as though they're trying to make a plan to come forward and say, look, I really want to put some work into this. Tell me why the Seven of Wands is here. I want to say that it feels as though there is somebody here has put up their boundaries and has stood up for themselves. So I think it's you, Taurus. You stood up for yourself, put up your boundaries, said, nope, you can't treat me that way. Go on your way. It feels like that. And this person, I don't think that they meant to make it look like gameplay. I don't think that the King of Cups is doing gameplay. This person is wisdom. They have wisdom of their emotions. This is someone who's just very careful with their emotions. We've got the Six of Swords. Yeah, you've moved on from here. I feel like you're like, okay, well, you know what? That didn't work out. This person is not interested, because someone who is stoic, someone who doesn't really want to show their feelings on the surface, even though they've got tumultuous feelings underneath, and that's really who the King of Cups is. I feel like this person, I feel like you decide, you know what, this is too chaotic. This person moves weird, they move fast, they move brave, and I'm not into it. It's unstable movement. I feel that you are like, I need someone with wisdom. It feels like you need someone with wisdom, you need someone with fire, you need someone to pursue. And I think that if this person does not pursue, you're on your way. You don't really care. I really don't think you do. And if you care, I might not be reading about you. But the Seven of Wands and the one in the hand of the King, that is 8 wands, but the one in the hand of the Knight is 9. It feels like somebody is burnt out with thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. We've got Knight of Swords. So I do feel that somebody here just wants to say it. I think that they do want to pursue. But I think that you see them as being uninterested because they haven't made a move yet, or because they may have backed away. I think that things got too deep too fast. Tell me why the King of Cups is here. What can you tell us about this King of Cups energy? We've got the Five of Cups. This person knows they did something wrong. It feels like you pulled away. You pulled away because you're not into the gameplay. And it feels like you're going to wait for someone to pursue. And if this person is not going to pursue, I'll wait for the next one to pursue. It feels like I'm talking to someone who really knows their worth. And there is the Knight of Swords, which tells me that, you know what? If you're going to say it, say it. Otherwise, back away. Make room for the guy behind you. Because I'm not playing these games anymore. So if you're going to say it, come charging in and tell me. Just say it. That's Gemini energy. Just say it. And if you can't say it, then move along. So the King of Cups, I feel, is like the Five of Cups, right? The King of Cups is here with the Five of Cups, which is regret. I regret not saying something. I regret not showing my feelings. I regret not really telling this person how I felt about them. Somebody here really does have, feels like they've deepened the bond with you, but it also feels like you thought that they were kind of bored or uninterested or aloof or detached, but the King of Cups can come off as that. And like I said, this person doesn't have to be a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer, but they are acting like that. We've got the Nine of Wands here, and the Nine of Wands is exhaustion. This person is emotionally exhausted. They're emotionally burnt out. It feels like either this person has gone through a lot of relationships that didn't work out, crashed and burned. Maybe they got to the talking stage. Maybe they got to the beginnings and then it didn't work out, because I think it's because they don't know how to handle their King of Cups energy. And they tend to come off as kind of uninterested, and it's not the truth. Tell me about the Five of Pentacles, please. We've got the Justice card. Yeah. So I feel like you got your justice by saying, you know what, I'm out. I'm not playing this game. This is a Taurian card, and we've got Libra here. I feel like you thought better of it. And that the way you got your justice is just by departing the situation. I think it caused a Tower. I think you came to a realization, look, my peace means more to me than having a counterpart in my life. My peace means more to me than having someone who's going to play emotional games with me. So I feel like this Tower is, I think, a shift in your thinking, or maybe a shift in your justice, right? I feel it's like you've decided what you want for yourself, that if no one will give you restoration, you'll restore it yourself. You don't care. You'll do it your damn self. And the justice energy being here also is, look, I need harmony. I need balance. That's what I need. And if you can't give that to me, I'm out. So I think that the Tower energy is the shift into, I don't need anybody to give me balance in my life. I can do that for myself. There we go. The Wheel of Fortune's here. Look, I think something's about to change, and I feel like it's about the situation. And whether this is platonic or romantic is going to be with you. It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be platonic. The Wheel of Fortune is all about change, but it's about change in a time of destiny. So I feel like it's a time where you decide, you know what? I don't need to wait for anybody to give me justice. I will give myself justice, and I will disconnect from anything that I do not see as valuable. If this person can't see my value, then they're out on the outside looking in. And this is what I think you have changed. I think this is sort of the thing that has changed within you over this run with Uranus over the last 7 to 8 years. It feels like you've changed. And you've changed to the fact that you don't wait for things to come at you. You don't wait for things to change and shift. You cause it. You're now the cause of your own change and shift. I feel like somebody here who used to hate change, or maybe you still do, but I feel like now you see the justice in change. You see the justice in shifting your energy immediately toward things that just are not for you. And I think you have this energy of, I'm a changed person. Destiny's coming for me, and I don't have to wait around for anything. Tell me why the Strength card is here. Because I feel the Strength card is here because someone is trying to find their courage to not hold back. See, there is hesitation here, right? The Five of Wands is here. There's hesitation, and somebody is really, I would say, beating themselves up about how they handled this situation. It's like they mishandled you. The Ten of Cups is in the reverse. There's a little bit of disillusionment here. That the Fool, okay, so it feels like something began that you thought was going to end up being 10 cups, and then it was pulled back from you. It's like we leaped and it didn't work, so now I'm out. Somebody lost their courage. I think it was this person here. I think this person felt like a vulnerability hangover or something like that, because this is holding back. This is not being vulnerable. Shut off, shut down, no vulnerability. I think that somebody jumped in, put their toe in the water, felt this happiness, felt this this possibility of the 10 of Cups, and they're like, no, that's not going to be for me. That's not going to work for me. It's like they're fighting themselves. They're fighting their happiness. I think, there are some people who are terrified of joy, because what Hollywood teaches us is that what comes after the beautiful, happy parts of the movie, something tragic. And that's the way Hollywood's trained our brain. And I feel like that's what this feels like. It feels like somebody jumped in, got freaked out because it got too deep, and they jumped back out again. That's what it feels like this is here. So I feel like someone here is waiting in the wings, holding back, but they feel terrible for being on the outside looking in. We've got 2 5s. If you've watched me long enough, for me 2 5s means quick change, and anything more than 1 5 is quick change. And I feel like this person doesn't want to be left out in the cold anymore. But listen, I feel like they are also suffering emotional burnout. So either they've just gotten out of a really long-term relationship, or they keep crashing and burning relationships, because it might be the same cycle that they keep doing, right? They get to know somebody and they pursue, and then they get in too deep, and then they jump out of the pool. And it feels like they get too far into the deep end, and then it freaks them out. But this time, I feel like somebody wants to do the follow through. We've got the 7 of Pentacles and the Chariot, and I feel like somebody wants to follow through. I'm going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, please follow us in by looking in the pinned comment that is right under the video. Please click on read more. You will find a link to the membership. That's where all the extendeds go. That's where you'll find those if you want to join us there. And if you're interested in a private read, I do them pre-recorded. I also do them live. The pre-recorded sale is the one that just began on the 20th of April. It will go to the 4th of May. And you will get 10% off any of my private pre-recorded readings. You will need a code. Please go into the pinned comment to find your code, Flower Moon, and because the Flower Moon is the full moon that's on the 1st of May. And if you are interested in a private read that is live with me, please click the link to Hypsee for all of my pricing, my time frames, and my schedule. If you want to connect with me live, you can do that. You will get between 5 and 75% off of your reading, whether you're a returning client or not. Look, there's the third 5, 555. This is quick change. Something is about to change really quickly here. And I think that somebody here is starting to realize that they made a really big mistake. That somebody here is feeling very regretful emotionally, because I think that they felt you had a really good connection. The two of you had a really good connection, but then they went ghost. Like, I think this person panicked because it felt too good, because this is reminiscent of their wounded warrior energy. I think that, the wounded warrior energy comes from whatever source is laying next to it. And for this person, it's emotional. So I feel like they're in emotional burnout, or somebody's used to getting hurt in love. And so I feel like this person thought, okay, well, maybe we just have fundamental differences. Maybe this person just isn't into me. But I feel like they've been reassessing, thinking about it. And I feel like they do want to heal the situation. We've got the Hierophant in the reverse, which always tells me in a relationship that this person is more interested in a non-traditional relationship, which means like maybe we see each other 3 or 4 times a week, but we live in our own houses. I have a business, you have a business, we do our own things, I travel, we see each other on the road. Like, it's something about it is very non-traditional, which means it may never end up in marriage, but it also means that there could be a very deep and abiding connection here. And so I'm going to take this into the extended. We will clarify the rest. If you're interested in coming there, you know how to get there. I'm going to go there, and if you want to be there, I will see you there. And if not, I will go, and I will see you again, because I am here, because I'm back, and I'm always back. Look, I'm thrown right off from the day's events. I'm going to go for now. Happy birthday, Taurus. I will see you in the extended if you are there. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.